Let's face it, every country is unique in its own way. Whether it's the culture, geography, or the laws, each place has its own quirks. But some countries, they take unique to a whole new level. Today, we're diving into the world's strangest countries. Not strange in a bad way, but strange as in fascinating, different, and unlike anywhere else on Earth. So buckle up because you're about to travel the globe, one weird country at a time. Parts 1. The United Kingdom. Let's start with a country you probably didn't expect to see here. The United Kingdom. Why is the UK considered weird? Well, because it's one country, made up of 4 countries: England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. They all have their own flags, football teams, and even legal systems. But they're still united under one government and one monarch. It gets even more confusing when you add in terms like Great Britain, the British Isles, and the Crown dependencies. Here's a quick cheat sheet. Great Britain, England, plus Scotland, plus Wales, just the island. United Kingdom, Great Britain, plus Northern Ireland. British Isles equals all of that plus the Republic of Ireland and some tiny islands. Even some British people struggle to explain it all. Parts 2. San Marino. Now let's zoom in on one of Europe's best-kept secrets, San Marino, a country so small you could walk across it before lunch. Tucked entirely inside Italy, this mountaintop republic isn't just tiny, it's ancient. Founded way back in the year 301 AD, San Marino proudly claims to be the oldest surviving republic in the world. And get this, it still runs like a proper independent state today. There's no army, barely any border control, and yet it has 2 heads of state, called captains regent, who rotate every 6 months. Imagine your country changing presidents twice a year. San Marino also follows its own calendar for ceremonial events. Because why not? It may be small, but it marches to the beat of its own historical drum. Oh, and yes, they have an Olympic team too. A country with fewer people than many shopping malls, still showing up to compete on the world stage. Small in size, massive in uniqueness, San Marino is proof that being tiny doesn't mean being insignificant. Parts 3. Turkmenistan. Now we head into Central Asia to a country that feels more like a futuristic movie set than a real place, Turkmenistan. Often described as one of the world's most secretive nations, Turkmenistan is isolated not just by its geography, but by its politics too. Its government is run under a strict regime, where the president holds near total power, and free press simply doesn't exist. State-run media? Yep. Internet censorship? Absolutely. Then there's the capital, Ashgabat. From above it looks like a city built for royalty. Gleaming white marble buildings, golden domes, massive empty boulevards. It even holds the Guinness World Record for the highest concentration of white marble in any city. But here's the catch. It's almost deserted. Streets are quiet. Public spaces feel frozen in time. It's beautiful, but bizarre. And if you think that's strange, wait for this. At one point, the government banned car radios, lip-syncing, and even dogs in the capital, all by presidential decree. In Turkmenistan, reality bends just a little, making it one of the most surreal countries on the planet. Part 4. Bhutan. Tucked deep in the Himalayas lies a country where success isn't measured in money, but in happiness. Welcome to Bhutan, a place where gross national happiness is an actual government policy. That's right. Instead of chasing GDP, Bhutan prioritizes the well-being of its people, its culture, and its pristine environment. This peaceful Buddhist kingdom has taken a radically different path from the rest of the world. It didn't even have TV or internet until 1999. And that wasn't an accident. The country has deliberately slowed the pace of modernization to preserve its traditions. And tourism? You can't just hop off a plane and explore on your own. Travelers must pay a daily sustainable fee and be guided by a local expert. The goal? Keep mass tourism out and protect the land and culture. Oh, and here's something remarkable. Bhutan is one of the few carbon-negative countries on Earth. Its lush forests absorb more carbon than the entire nation produces. In a world rushing forward, Bhutan has taken a step back to breathe, reflect, and focus on what truly matters. Part 5. Vatican City. No list of strange countries would be complete without the world's smallest nation, Vatican City. Nestled inside Rome, Italy, Vatican City covers just 0.49 square kilometers. It's smaller than some shopping malls, but it holds enormous power as the spiritual headquarters of over 1 billion Catholics worldwide. It has no permanent citizens. You only live there if you work for the church. The Pope acts as both the religious leader and head of state. And yes, the Vatican has its own euro coins, stamps, radio station, and even a soccer team. Part 6. North Korea. Now to the country that's become infamous for its strict regime and global secrecy, North Korea. Often described as the world's most repressive state, North Korea has almost no access to the outside world. The internet, restricted, foreign media, banned, and the government dictates nearly every aspect of life. Only a few approved hairstyles are allowed. Genes are discouraged, and punishments can sometimes affect entire families across generations. And perhaps most bizarre, Pyongyang, the capital, is home to the Rugyong Hotel, a 105-story pyramid-shaped skyscraper that has stood unfinished for decades. Part 7. Eritrea. Hidden along the Red Sea coast in the Horn of Africa is a country many people know almost nothing about. Eritrea. Often nicknamed the North Korea of Africa, Eritrea is one of the most closed-off and secretive nations in the world today. It's ruled by a single-party government, with no national elections since its independence in the early 1990s. One of the most controversial aspects? Mandatory national service, for both men and women. And unlike in other countries, this conscription isn't for a fixed period. In some cases, it can last for decades with no clear end in sight. Eritrea doesn't have an official national language, though Tigrinya, Arabic, and English are all widely used. English is especially common in schools, but don't expect easy access to information. The media is state-run, and foreign journalists are rarely allowed in. Tourism is nearly non-existent. Internet access is limited, and international NGOs? Almost completely absent. Shrouded in silence, Eritrea remains one of the most mysterious countries on the African continent. Its stories rarely told, its borders rarely crossed. Part 8. Tuvalu. Time for one of the least visited and most remote countries on Earth. Tuvalu. This tiny island nation in the Pacific Ocean has less than 12,000 people. It's so small that it doesn't even have its own army. But guess what? Tuvalu struck digital gold. Its internet domain is .tv, which happens to be in high demand because of television streaming sites. That's right, this tiny island earns millions just by leasing its domain name to the world. But there's a dark side too. Tuvalu is slowly sinking due to rising sea levels and may become one of the first countries to disappear due to climate change. Part 9. Lesotho. Now let's head to southern Africa, where you'll find a tiny nation with a towering reputation. Lesotho. This country is completely surrounded by just one other nation, South Africa. But geography isn't Lesotho's only claim to fame. What truly sets it apart is its altitude. Lesotho holds the title of the highest country on Earth by base elevation, with every inch of its land sitting above 1,000 meters, or 3,280 feet above sea level. It's the only nation in the world with that distinction, earning it the nickname, the Kingdom in the Sky. And yes, it even snows here during the winter, which is a rare sight for most of Africa. The rugged terrain and cool climate make it feel worlds apart from its neighbors. Despite being landlocked and mountainous, Lesotho boasts a deeply rooted culture, one shaped by horseback travel, colorful traditional blankets, and vibrant folk music passed down through generations. Lesotho may be small, but with its high-altitude charm and proud identity, it truly stands above the rest. Literally. Part 10. Nauru. And finally, we end our journey on a tiny speck in the Pacific Ocean. Nauru, the world's third smallest country by land and second smallest by population. Once one of the richest countries per capita due to vast phosphate reserves, Nauru's fortunes have plummeted after the resource ran out. Today, it struggles economically and relies heavily on aid. Nauru is also one of the only countries without an official capital. Its highest court sits in Australia, and due to its economic issues, it once tried to become a tax haven and even sold citizenship online. Interestingly, Nauru has one of the highest obesity rates in the world, largely due to years of imported processed foods and economic dependency. So there you have it, 10 of the world's most unusual, mysterious, and fascinating countries. Each one proves that the world is full of surprises, places with unique rules, cultures, and histories that defy expectations. Which of these did you find the weirdest? Did we miss any other strange countries? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this journey across the globe, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next adventure. Thanks for watching.